Let's talk about teen mental health. This is not something which is new to everybody. We all know about it in some way or the other. Some of us live in denial. Some of us face it head on. Some of us get proactive about it. My hope over here is we actually get proactive about this problem because I faced it firsthand and secondhand, I should say, with my own family. And I know a lot of kids who are going through a lot of this. So if you're not going through this or haven't faced this and you're still going through high school, you will face it at some point. And my hope is you don't. But if you do, I've given up some strategies that applied for us. We're not counselors, we're not mental health specialists, but we're just talking as people who care about the ecosystem, about how we solve some of our problems. The statistics for mental health are appalling, right? 1 out of 5 children aged 13 to 18 will have a serious mental health illness. So the stats are pretty much, stacked up against us. And if you look at all the statistics of mental disorders, ADHD, depression, anxiety, 40% of the kids who have ADHD will not get a diagnosis or there will be no known fact of it, or depression with 60% will go without a treatment, and anxiety is 80%. So these are real stats. I just found them on the internet. I've actually put some links below. I'll share some of these links with you guys as well in my follow-up note. But these are real facts, and we all have to just realize that these things will happen. Shreya, looks like a good amount of people have joined now, so this is good. I'm glad everybody was able to.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
But really, look at these 5 tips over here. Like this last one, I was managing your stress in college. I deleted that and said, this is really for high school. And this is something which I beat on Shreya even now, and she does a horrible job of this. Stress is going to come. It's part of life in junior year and senior year. And, you just need a lot of sleep. Like keep away from these all-nighters, try to have the same schedule of sleeping, like the same time every night is so critical to be doing these things. I have personally moved over to a vegan diet, and I use that to maintain a balanced meal diet 3 times a day. I stock up on a lot of
Can I just say a little on the sleep thing really quick?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I recently I was sleeping at very bad hours in the last week, and I recently, because of that, I had a full day where I was down with vertigo and dizzy, and I couldn't do anything. So not sleeping, it may seem like it's okay in the short run because you're getting more work done in the night or whatever, but in the long run, it's going to take away more time from you when you have to deal with it. And during that, spend whole days trying to get better after not sleeping and not eating and all that stuff. So you have to be very proactive about these things.
I will actually send you guys a statistic on sleep. There was a talk at Google done a few days ago, actually a couple of years ago, and I read it. I heard only a few days ago about how your cognitive abilities are so much more impaired with not having enough sleep. And he actually goes through statistical data on experiments done with sleep and this not getting enough sleep, and how those kids who were not having enough sleep next day when they were put to assignments, how much more messed up were they. So it's super critical, guys. So anyway, my goal is not to make it a whole lecturing session, is to say, look at these things, right? Stress is going to affect everyone. Not all stress is bad. Getting goosebumps and stressed out before an exam is not a bad thing, because it gets your adrenaline to go forward, but don't let it get over to you. And Shreya still hasn't learned it. I mean, she's a good kid, but still goes through a very high stress scenario. And I wish I had done more early on to work with these kids to learn about stress issues. Long-term stress can really cause a lot of problems in your life. So you don't counselors are not scary. Go and meet counselors. I talk about recommendations for counselors. Meet those counselors in your schools and tell them if you're having problems. Get help as soon as possible. Just be yourself. Be your own friend. Understand. Tell friends come and help you. Go ahead.
No, it's just a little bit more on this. I used to study a lot about the brain in the past, and just it may feel like, oh my God, I'm just getting stressed out for no reason. I can control this. There's nothing wrong with me. But if you're facing high stress for a very long, extended amount of time, research actually shows that decreases the volume of parts of your brain. So it's going to affect you really badly in the future, meaning that it's going to affect your work in the future, how well you're going to do like in the future. So like it may seem like appealing to do like stuff that's high stress now and like stay in those situations now and get all of that done, but it's going to be really bad once you're an adult. So just letting you know, like this stuff, it's not fake, it's real. Everything that you're going through is real, and you need to treat it like if you broke a leg or if you broke a hand, you wouldn't just wait for it to heal on its own. You would get help. So just it's the same idea here, and it's really important for your college life and your future life after that.
Thanks, Rhea. So, if you do land up in those situations where you land up becoming, really stressed out and things set in, could be depression, could be just anxiety, any of those things. Schools have these plans called 504s, and those really, all you need is to meet a therapist and get, go through that whole process, and you can get covered with a 504 plan. In fact, I was told that at Mission High, the school which Shreya went to, I was told a third of the kids in junior high were under a 504 plan. Of course, nobody talks about it, and one of my goals is for us to talk about it. So that way, you at least know lots of kids are going through this. You're not the only ones, and find a way to get yourself on these plans if you do land up in those situations where you can't handle your own stress yourself. And the schools are awesome. I mean, it's amazing how much help even Mission will provide to you. You would think it's a high stress STEM-oriented school, but they have some amazing people over there, people like Gina Nightingale. And we've gotten help from such amazing people who we can't even tell you how thankful I am to the school. Here's a checklist of what they will make you go through when you go through a 504 plan. They really, you start feeling like you have a buddy in the system, like things like you get extra time to complete assignments, extended time to provide verbal answers. Your teachers come to know, only the teachers come to know, and they really start helping you with 504. So happy to talk at some point. If you want to set up a one-on-one time with us, we can talk to you about it. But again, the goal is not to make it a full-on solemn session over here, but guys, realize this is there, and I want it. Okay? Many of you I will never meet again in my life, and I wanted to get this across to all of you.